What is up, YouTube? How to beat the competition in wholesale real estate in 2025. Everyone is filtering their wholesale real estate leads based off the 4 pillars: motivation, condition, timeline, and price. And then filtering out the ones that don't have a discounted price or a distressed enough property. I'm telling you that if you filter your leads based off of those same traditional filters in 2025, you're gonna get left behind. In this video, I will teach you how to filter your leads based off of the deal situation and motivation and action threshold. My name is Isaiah Malonson. Last year I was broke. This year I did over $250,000 just in wholesale real estate. I did it by myself with nobody by my side except YouTube. So I want to give the same information that I wish I had to others. So let's get into it. Everybody has this mindset of filtering out the leads that they get, whether it's from cold calling or from texting or from email blasting or from Facebook or from JV or whatever it is. They filter it off of the price. I just had 2 deals that I locked up. One of them, I got them $60,000 below their asking price. And in the beginning of the call, they swore up and down that they weren't moving a dollar. But by the end of the call, I got them down $60,000. And there was another one who swore she would not sell her house to an investor or budge on her price. I had a 2-hour call with that lady. And by the end of the call, I got her to sign a contract for $100,000 less than what she was asking. The key is we can't discriminate leads based off of price. We have to qualify them based off of motivation and their action threshold. How do you do that? You do that by first staying on every single offer call for at least 30 minutes each. Minimum. Every single offer call. Aim for an hour. Then you have your 5-step sales process. You have intro, fact find, pitch, offer, and close. The magic is in step 2. The fact find, because inside of there's another 5-step process. Where are you at? Where are you trying to go? What have you tried so far? How are those results working for you? And what do you think is the number one thing stopping you from moving forward and achieving your goal? These are the 5 motivation questions that you ask in every single sales interaction. No matter if it's wholesale real estate, coaching, fitness program, anything. The mind shift happens when you go from information gatherer to problem solver. You stop looking so much at the numbers of the deal and you start looking at the person and their situation. Now, yes, you still have to have good discernment on the numbers. And by that, I mean, just make sure they're not asking $2 million above the Zestimate price. But if they're overpriced, it's okay. It's normal. Some people just don't know what their house is worth. Maybe sometimes they do get misled by Zillow. That's why it's your job to get on the phone as a professional and an expert and educate them on how much their house is really worth and why your offer is the best offer. It might not be the highest offer, right? Because Mr. Seller, I could promise you, this is a really, really nice area. I've dealt in this area plenty of times. And what I've seen is a lot of the people who will call you, they'll make an offer on your property that they're not 100% sure that they could close on. They'll get you to sign a contract with them, and by the end of 30 days, right before it's time to close, you'll realize that they never had any intention to ever close on your property. And I don't want to see that happen to you, Mr. Seller. You seem like a pretty smart guy. I know you don't want that to happen to you. You want to get to your dream scenario in another state for whatever reason you told me, because you're trying to take care of pain point. So if I could make sure that I could get you to dream scenario and take care of pain point 1 and pain point 2 to make sure that you never have to deal with them again, would you at least be willing to move forward today? And see, you get used to talking like that to where it's no longer about the price, it's about solving the person's problem. It's about painting a picture of what their dream scenario looks like and painting a picture of how bad their current situation is and how we could get them from pain point to solution. And we are that bridge between that gap. So if you could simply filter your leads based on motivation and action threshold, I guarantee you will triple your sales. Now let's talk about action threshold. The action threshold is basically the level of reassurance that the prospect needs to take that call to action and actually move forward. So the easier you could make it for the prospect to say yes, the lower the action threshold. You do this by making it easy to say yes to and hard to say no to. And you always want to keep in mind that you want to make it the prospect's prospect's idea or the client's idea every single time. For example, I was on the phone with a seller the other day and I was going to send her a contract, and I was addressing the roadblocks to make sure that she could sign if I were to send her this contract. She said, "Oh no, I don't sign anything without reading it myself and going over it with my lawyer." The point is, her mind frame is she doesn't trust me completely yet. She's thinking that she wants to make a decision without feeling like she was manipulated or pressured into making a decision. So she wants to keep me out of the picture and go to her lawyer, who she does trust, talk with him in private, thinking that that's going to help her make a better decision. Now, instead of arguing with her or saying, "Why do you need to get a lawyer involved when it's a 2-page simple agreement? It's in 3rd grade English. It's simple and straight to the point." There's no need to do all of that. Instead of arguing with her about that point, I say, "I totally understand. And listen, Mrs. Seller, I wouldn't want you to make any decisions that you're not 100% confident on and comfortable with." And 99% of the clients that I work with actually say the same thing. But by the end of it, for every single one of them, in every case scenario, after we bought their house, they looked at me and they said, "Isaiah, I'm so glad I chose to go with you. Thank you." So I understand why you would say that. And honestly, I've been doing this for quite some time. And what I've noticed is, wouldn't it make more sense for all of us to get on the phone? That way, if you do have any questions that you could ask me directly in front of your attorney, and I could answer it in front of you and him. That way, nothing gets lost in translation, and you're not running back and forth playing middleman when we could all just get it out the way on one phone call and everybody's on the same page. Does that make sense? Is that fair, Mr. Seller? And just by saying that, it changes their mind frame. It makes them think, "Oh, well, I guess that does make sense. All I did was ask the correct questions to reframe their mind to see things the way I see things." That's called reframing objections. And I can make a whole nother video on that. But the main point of this video is to get you to change from being traditional. If you're still being a traditional wholesaler, you're gonna get left behind. AI is slowly taking over and automating a lot of these wholesaler tasks. If you don't learn sales and marketing yourself from wholesale real estate, what value do you really have? Can you even build a business? And are you constantly growing your network every single day by hustling, working, and cold calling no matter what? Make these small changes in your wholesale real estate business. Start qualifying based on motivation and action threshold, and I promise you'll see an increase in sales. If you got any value out of this, make sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, because I'm dropping weekly videos about wholesale real estate, self-improvement, and just life in general. If you want to become a student and work with me one-on-one, click the link below to book a call with me, and I'll see if you're a good fit. Stay motivated.